The only thing that has truly served as an anchor of the United States of America is that we have been, and by the grace of God, we always will be, a Christian nation.
All right, let's play. America is a Christian nation. Okay, so what does that actually look like in practice? Because as the old saying goes, you can't have your cake and eat it too. You can't claim that this is a Christian nation while doing absolutely nothing that Christianity demands of you. You can't wave a Bible in one hand and legislate cruelty with the other. And you can't insist that the government shouldn't be taking care of people because that's the church's job, when the church isn't doing it either. Because if America were truly operating as a Christian nation, then people wouldn't be drowning in medical debt. No one would be unhoused or hungry. Workers wouldn't be exploited. Children would have the same access to education. People fleeing violence wouldn't be met with militarized force. ICE wouldn't be racially profiling families and excusing excessive or fatal actions as procedure. And we wouldn't have churches defending violence against Black and brown people faster than they defend those people's rights to live. But that's not what's happening. What we have instead is a version of Christianity that's loud about control and silent about compassion. A Christianity that will quote scripture to shame poor people, but stay quiet when law enforcement harms them. A Christianity that will fight to control somebody's body, but won't fight to keep them safe once they're born. A Christianity that wants authority without responsibility and power without any form of service. A Christianity that wants the benefits of the label without the burden of actually living it out. But here's what the Christian nation crowd doesn't want to say out loud. They don't want a country shaped by Christianity. They want a country shaped by their ideology and use Christianity as their branding. That's why they'll continue to excuse racial profiling, justify preventable deaths, defend ICE brutality, and then call it order. Not because it's Christian, but because it protects the hierarchy that they much more prefer. If America were actually a Christian nation in practice, it would look like justice. It would look like care. It would look like treating people with dignity. It would be about protecting the vulnerable. But instead, what we have is a culture war Christianity, one that's loud and fragile and punitive and obsessed with punishment over compassion. It's quick to excuse harmful actions and quick to blame the victim, and slow to ask why harm happened in the first place. So if the government shouldn't be taking care of people because the church should, where is the church? Where is the compassion? Because a Christian nation should look like the values that it claims. And right now, the math is not mathing.